There are 7 content creators for Rainbow Six Siege that I've chosen to represent the 7 heavenly virtues: humility, charity, chastity, temperance, patience, diligence, and kindness. Let's start off with one of the easiest virtues to understand, and that is humility. Humility is defined as a modest or low view of one's own importance, the ability to be humble. A content creator that perfectly matches this description is none other than your boy Roy. Roy is about as humble as it gets. To show you just how humble he is, you first have to understand just how much he has so you know the depth of his humility. First of all, he has a YouTube channel with almost 800,000 subscribers, with some of his videos getting over 2 million views apiece. He also has a TikTok page with over 200,000 followers where he posts funny moments from his streams.
There are 2. He's using my shark!
He also has many other platforms that give him an even larger audience for Siege as well. He streams on Twitch to a lot of people, and even has a fitness account on TikTok that generates more income for himself as well. He owns an Audi R8, which if you don't know is a crazy expensive car. He also graduated from A&M University, which is a school in Texas that is semi-hard to get into depending on the field, and was able to obtain his undergrad. After his time in college, he moved into a content house in Las Vegas for about a year with other content creators like Yummy and Evan Braddock. You, the person watching this video, might think that Roy is living the life, but you never would have even known about it had you not watched this video, because that's the thing, he doesn't brag about it. If people have questions, sure, he's an open book to an extent, but he's humble enough to know that money, status, and followers aren't what defines a person. He's one of, if not the most humble R6 content creators I've ever met. He doesn't boast about his wealth, unless you know it's a joking sense. He never downplays smaller content creators, and he doesn't have a large ego. He's just funny and stays in his own lane.
They're on the stairs, Rar. They're beating it down.
Gosh.
One op 4 remaining.
Go, Fancy.
Nice garage.
Oh, close.
Four
Good job, Dave.
Go, Fancy.
Your boy Roy is a perfect example of a humble content creator, especially for his size as one, which is why Roy perfectly represents the virtue of humility. Someone else that perfectly exemplifies their virtue is the next virtue on this list, which is the virtue of charity. Charity is defined as the voluntary giving of help, typically in the form of money to those in need. The content creator that I think perfectly represents this virtue is Fet. For those of you that watch Fet, unlike my last virtue, you might not have seen this coming, but let me explain why Fet is perfect for this virtue. If you don't know, Fet is an ex-professional coach for a Siege Esports team, Beast Coast. He is largely credited as the reason that Beast Coast won the Manchester Major earlier this year. He was a great coach that not only knew what the team's mistakes were and how to fix them, but he especially knew game theory as to how to beat teams in ways that no other coach had thought of before. Fet did things outside of the box and made his team better for it.
But with 8 seconds left, Pre-Day, holding up for the plunder. Everything we knew about competitive Siege. Beast Coast, they are your Manchester Major champion.
After his retirement shortly after winning the Manchester Major, he not only gave his help to pro league teams, but went full force on content to help anyone who played Siege as a whole. The reason that Fet represents charity, however, comes not from what he did before his retirement, but what he did in the content space after. Fet has been a very open book about the strategies and tactics he used to get Beast Coast to where they did and what they were in the Major. He even has gone on so far as to make a Discord server entirely for the competitive scene so that anyone who wants to become a competitive player or get better at the game can do so and do so easily. This gives him no real payout, except for just building a bigger community for his Twitch streams. If he's been providing so much value to players with not only his Discord server, but his guides, his YouTube videos, and his TikToks, he is the perfect example of someone who is charitable. Fet has also talked about how a big reason that he wanted to become a content creator and give all of this information away for free was because he wanted to make the competitive Siege scene more popular. He wanted to do this so not only diehard Siege fans would watch Pro League, but so would the average player that picked up the game. This doesn't really benefit him in any way, so it's a charitable act. But this would benefit the Siege esports scene a lot, because as of right now, the Siege esports scene has been suffering for years. It's not profitable for most teams to continue playing in the scene, which is why some teams and players have just up and left. But with Fet putting so many eyes back on the scene, it has been doing way better than ever before. This ensures that teams and players are making more money, and you aren't having incidents of players getting scammed out of hundreds of thousands of dollars like the poor souls on Team Mirage. So yes, Fet has been getting money and attention for his content, but mostly his content has been very charitable as well, because it's benefiting not only the people watching it, but also the entire esports scene as a whole.
Just because I wanted to prove that I could become the best in the world. You know, job's kind of finished for me. but hopefully the next coach comes in, makes a splash, and I just hope everyone keeps having fun, you know, keeps watching Siege, keeps finding the same excitement in it that I did, and I still will. Just live the life to your fullest, do what fulfills your soul.
For these reasons, I think Fett is a very underrated pick for the virtue of charity. Another content creator you might not have expected for their virtue is the next content creator I've chosen to represent the virtue of chastity. Chastity is defined as loyalty to one person, idea, or sexual partner. The content creator I've chosen to represent this heavenly virtue is Macy J. While I don't want to get into anyone's love life on this video just out of respect, chastity as a word can also mean loyalty, and someone who has shown loyalty to Rainbow Six Siege as a whole is Macy J. But how has he done this? Well, it's no secret that Rainbow Six Siege has had a rough, long history. It debuted as a great game, with many people interested at launch, but as time went on and bad changes to the game were made, people lost interest. Pair this up with the game just getting older and more updated games coming out, it's hard for people to stay playing it. When less and less people play your game, the less and less people will watch content for that game, meaning that content creators suffer if the game suffers. Because of this, you have content creators switch out of Siege and onto a new game all of the time. For example, Braction, who is someone I'll go over later in the video, has quit Siege to play Apex Legends and come back a few times. Another example, Shock used to play Siege, but when the cheating situation was at its high, he switched to the finals. Even Siege's biggest content creator, Jinxie, has tried branching out of Siege multiple times because the game burnout is so bad. Macy J, on the other hand, has stayed by the game side and hasn't left ever. Macy J has been a cornerstone in the Siege community as someone that not only has never left, but someone who has had a great influence in the game altogether, with some even saying that his opinions have gotten certain things about the game changed. He's not someone that's afraid of being critical about the game, however, and is actually one of the biggest Siege content creators advocating for change constantly. If Macy J has a complaint, he lets it be known, but he never quits on the game even when times are rough. Macy J has been making content for over 17 years now, starting his channel uploading skateboard videos. Macy occasionally would upload random gameplay videos about random games as well, like Far Cry 3, Battlefield 4, and Star Wars Battlefront. Somewhere along the way though, Macy J would upload his first Siege YouTube video titled Clever Kills with Pulse. This is where he would upload his first video gaming-wise that would absolutely blow up on his channel. Siege at the time was fresh, and he had little competition. He also displayed in the video a way to pair up a nitro cell with Pulse's scanner that no one had done before.
I can hear someone.
Oh, wait,
there's a shield coming.
Yeah, he's coming.
Right on the stairs.
Ah! Ah! Wow!
Mission
I
successful.
thought that was him coming in.
That's right, Macy J was actually the person that popularized the Pulse C4 kill. He's since then had many effective strategies put into the meta that most people don't even know were him, showing that not only had Macy J been loyal to the game, but it also redefined it. Another content creator that had recently redefined the game is the next heavenly virtue, the virtue of Temperance. Temperance is defined as the quality of moderation or self-restraint. The person I have chosen to represent this quality is Bolo. Bolo has shown his ability to have self-restraint and moderation, especially when it comes to how he acts towards people. What do I mean by this? Well, Bolo is very cool, calm, and collected at all times. He's never been the type to boast, brag, or get angry at anyone he's gone against. Even in times where he's won, he's shown self-restraint where it's needed. He's humble, he's patient, and can control his ego, if he even has one. It's no secret that Bolo is great at the game, and without him to pioneer the way of mechanics for Siege, the game would be played completely differently than it is now. If anyone deserved to have an ego, it's him. If anyone deserved to not have to have temperance in the way that he treats people, it's him. He's made a lot of money and gained a lot of recognition for his efforts, and he hasn't let any of it get to his head. He's able to restrain the part of him that wants to brag, the part of him that wants to flex, the part of him that wants to scream at people on his team who are doing terribly. He's had his hype moments, don't get me wrong, but for someone that's lived the life that he's lived and has achieved the things that he's achieved, Bolo has restrained himself from treating anyone, including himself, differently because of it. He's shown restraint in everything he's done, and if the definition of temperance is the virtue of self-restraint, I think Bolo fits this virtue just nicely. something. Now you may have seen that coming, and honestly, that's fair. But a content creator I guarantee you didn't see coming at all is our next YouTuber for the virtue of patience. This virtue is defined as the capacity to or tolerate delays, trouble, or suffering without getting upset. The Rainbow Six Siege content creator I've chosen to represent this heavenly virtue is Braction FPS. Braction is a content creator with a history that most people don't know about. He was one of the original content creators of the game and knows the game like the back of his hand. He's one of the most knowledgeable content creators of the game that exists even today. This being said, he only has 31,000 subscribers, and he's been making content for the better part of an entire decade. How is this possible? How is it possible that he's so good and has been making content for so long, but has a smaller following than people who are even newer to the game? Well, that's just the thing. It wasn't always this way. Braction actually used to have over 300,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel. He mainly would post tip and trick videos, and because of his personality mixed in with the tips, his videos did really well. But one day his channel got hacked and eventually deleted. This was a huge blow to Braction as a content creator because this meant that the community and the money from his channel was all up in flames. His career had been destroyed right in front of him, and anyone in Braction's shoes would have given up. But after a while of deciding his next move, Braction understood one thing, that if he kept working and kept putting in effort, he would be where he wanted to be eventually. At this point, it was just a matter of making content and having the patience to wait for it to pick up again. To be someone who had the patience to revive your own Siege career on multiple occasions, especially as someone who has been making content for a long time, requires a lot of patience out of one person. Not only with yourself, but patience in the fact that everything can and will be okay if you put in the time and energy. To be able to do this, especially after the hit he took, takes a lot of patience, which is why I've chosen Braction as the perfect candidate for this virtue. Because it's not about how hard you get knocked down and how much it affects you. It's about how you respond when the damage is done and whether or not you keep moving forward even if it takes a lot of time. Now, Braction being on the list may have surprised you, just like my next heavenly virtue on the list, who is representing the virtue of diligence. Diligence can be defined as a careful and persistent work or effort. The R6 content creator I've chosen to represent this heavenly virtue is Coconut Bra. If you've ever watched a Coconut Bra video, you know that his videos must take a lot of effort to make. From making a video with 100 tips and tricks to finding and releasing over 400 different Valkyrie lineup spots, Coconut has done it all. Coconut also spends hours and even days every season trying to find new and exciting ways to just break the game. Whether it be how to get on top of the purple tarps of Coastline, to finding ways to get on top of things super high on the map, or even making Azami lineups, Coconut Bra spends a lot of time and effort making his videos each and every single day that he does make videos.
It's a really nice Valkyrie camera spot that you can use. It's so out in the open and so obvious, but it just goes unnoticed so much.
Even Pro League players have admitted on occasion that his videos have helped them in the competitive scene. If there were insane Valkyrie cameras, or places only Azami could reach, or even exploits that people could use, pros wanted to know them to get a slight edge on their opponent the day of the tournament. And for these Pro League players, Coconut Bra was the place to go if you wanted the next hot thing that was uncounterable, or just downright game-changing. He's had an effect not only on Pro League, but on the meta as a whole, contributing to a large portion of the default Valkyrie cameras and Azami lineups used by most players today. He's also come up with insane one-way smokes, long angles, and glitch spots that have helped people rank up single-handedly. Considering not only the time it takes to find these spots, but also the diligence it takes to run the content side of things as well, and also to run a family at the same time, Coconut Bra is about as diligent as it gets. Coconut not only does this, but makes short-form content as well, putting in the same time and effort into his long-form content. He's also super jacked in real life too, showing that not only is he diligent in his work, but in the gym and improving himself as a person in general. He appreciates not working in access, but working thoroughly, which is something that most people can attest to and is something that me and many others wildly respect about him as a man and as a content creator. Another content creator that is widely respected is the last content creator of today's video, who represents the virtue of kindness. The heavenly virtue of kindness can be defined as the quality of being friendly, generous, and considerate. The Siege content creator I've chose for this heavenly virtue is none other than Meaty Marley. Meaty Marley is a European content creator who is known for making just downright entertaining content. He's diverse, but never fails to deliver the consistently high quality people are used to him producing. Aside from that though, how is Meaty Marley the personification of kindness? First of all, you have to understand that it's not uncommon for content creators to get into beef or fighting with other content creators. This can vary from reason to reason, but everyone's human. Meaty Marley, on the other hand, hasn't been partial to any major controversy or beef in his career lifetime as a content creator. Not only this, but even to other people he's done content with, he's known as exceptionally kind and nice to everyone he does content with, whether it be with people as big as Jinxie or as small as a content creator with less than 50,000 subscribers. subscribers, this man is just, for lack of a better word, nice. A side effect of being overtly nice is that you don't take overtly competitive things all that seriously, especially to the point where you get tilted. That's why Meaty Marley in a lot of his videos just kind of vibes out, like this clip here.
I got a feeling. So we're getting banned. Let me flash you in there, mate.
Oh, well, that was helpful.
Every time I pick the F2, I'm like instantly living in regret. I'm like, why have I picked?
I love it, but I'm shit with it, so I never use it.
That's why I don't use it. Wow, it kicks, man.
Really up there, mate. Oh, psycho. What have you done?
Mate, I might have to get a little ace. Oh my god! No, I might actually have to. Let me ace! Oh my god! I'm actually cheating!
Or this clip where he's messing around with his teammates here.
Oh, you look at all the HP,
You deserve that, bro. You can't even deny it. Now you.
What is going on? Holy shit!
You should let my f***ing kill.
Not only is Meaty Marley nice as a person, but he's pretty nice at the game too. As much as he doesn't take the game or himself too seriously for the sake of content, make no mistake that Meaty Marley is a great player.
Holy, that Tobro is nuts. Yeah, so when you see that beyond the desk on site there's a Tobro there.
Yeah,
there.
same.
Be careful, mate. He's cracked.
Yeah, but I'm cracked there. Oh, mate, that felt good. Come on.
Yep, nice. Keep it down.
Where's the enemy?
Red says, come up. Just come up.
Bomb diffusion initiated. Protect the diffuser.
Yeah!
Come on! Next game. We win every game.
As someone who is so nice, welcoming, and chill, Meaty Marley is the perfect candidate for the heavenly virtue of kindness. But with that out of the way, that's it for today's video. Check out this next video, and I'll see you there.